So now let's look at expenses. So as much as money is coming in, money is also going out. So you need a place in the system to manage the money going out. And you do that under the expense section. So before we even proceed, let's look at the layout of the page. You can see at the top we have the title, and it suggests that we are supposed to record expenses from this area. Then you can see again below that we have something that we need to note. So we'll be able to read that through. Below that, we'll be able to see we have statistics that we are able to filter based on the different periods. Below that, we have the button to add an expense. Below that, we have graphical representation of the different expense categories. Below that, we have the table that shows us each and every entry of the expenses that were incurred by the school. So you can see all the records here, and we are able to search as we wish. So this table shows 50 entries per page, and you can see we have 60 records. So if I want to search for any expense, I just come and search from here and I'll be able to find it. Then once I find it, I am able to edit it. So when I edit it, this pop-up window appears, and when this pop-up window appears, you can see that the first action I'm able to do is to delete that expense. Then below that, if I don't want to delete, I just go on and update, and any detail that I update in this section, I need to click the update button so that you save those changes. So now, once you have understood the layout of the page, let's look at the activities that you're able to do. The first thing that you're able to do is that you're able to add expense. And when it comes to adding an expense, you just click on that button, then this pop-up window appears. And from here, I'm required to provide the expense name. So what is it that I'm incurring in school? So I'll come and say chalk. Come and say chalk. Then when was that expense incurred? I can come and say yesterday 13th. Then what expense category is it? So these expense categories are defined by the system administrator. So the list that you're seeing here is something that can be very different in your setup. So a chalk usually falls under office expenses, but for this case, I'm just going to put it under utility. Quantity, I'm just going to say 1. The unit cost, I'm going to say it's like, let's say 1,000 shillings, so 500. Then the unit name is box. So it's 1 box of chalk, and I save it. So once I save that, we can see the utility graph will go up. Then we'll be able to see that entry from here. So you can see chalk is under utility. You can see that is 1 box, 500, 500. Then you can see the date and time. So that is how you record an expense. So if I need to update it, just click on edit, and from here I'll be able to change the name. So I can come and say big chalks. Then I can come and also update the expense date. I can say instead of yesterday, this expense was incurred today. I can select a different expense category. I can come and see this one is under labor. Then instead of 1 box, I can come and say we bought 20 boxes. Then we update that expense. So now we can see it has updated that record, and you can see instead of chalk, it's big chalk. Instead of utility, it's labor. And now the units are up to 20 boxes. So that is how you add an expense, and you also edit the expense. It is that straightforward. In case of anything, let us know. Thank you.